What I'd like to talk about are commitment and motivation with pilot careers. The job market is bad right now. That's a common topic of discussion. The job market is cyclical for everybody, especially for pilots, and it's in a down cycle right now. I had an economics textbook right about 40 years ago that talked about how the job market cycle works for engineers, or this was how it was back then. The cycle goes like this, and they used a rectangular spiral kind of a graph to explain it. I'd show it to you if I still had it, but I got rid of that book a long time ago. Anyway, the beginning of the cycle is that there's a shortage of engineers. So high salaries are offered, and people will get the idea, hey, I think I'd like to be an engineer. I'd like to get a good job, a secure job, and make a lot of money. So a lot of people go to school to become engineers. Then because there's lots of people who have gotten degrees in engineering, there's a surplus of engineers. People can't get jobs, salaries are low. So people at that point say, no, I don't think I want to study to be an engineer because I won't be able to get a job and I won't be able to make good money. So after a while, there's a shortage of engineers. And then the cycle starts again. Companies start offering high salaries for engineers, and people get interested again. So it goes up and down. Flying works like that too. When times are really good, people can get jobs as a pilot without too much trouble. And people get the idea, hey, I'd really like to do this. I'm going to save up my money or get a loan and go to school and get a job as a pilot. And when times are good, it's relatively easy to get a job. Then you get a recession or a downturn in aviation, and there's no jobs available. So the people who have certificates can't get jobs. People who are looking at becoming a pilot say, no, I think that's a bad idea. I don't want to spend a bunch of money and then not be able to get a job. So I don't think I'll go to school to be a pilot. So again, there's a shortage of pilots, or relatively less of pilots available to hire, and the cycle starts again. It's easy to get a job. People get interested in it. And so they go back, so more people start going to school to be pilots. So the market is cyclical, and taking on flying as a career is a long-term commitment. There's a relatively small number of people, I wouldn't say it's a great number of pilots, but a certain significant number of pilots have good long-term job security. If you're on the seniority list of a major airline and you're relatively far up the list, you can count on staying employed. Or if you have a really good corporate job for somebody who's never going to not be a billionaire anymore, then you probably have good long-term job security. For most people, that's not true. And for most people, they will experience several periods of unemployment, maybe long periods of unemployment during their career. So it's a difficult situation for a lot of people. And over the long term, if you want to do it over the long term, there will be several times when you really question your job choices, when you really question your life choices. So in terms of motivation, I went to Marine Corps Officer Candidate School. And about halfway through the program, they had a class called Midterm Motivation. After chow in the evening, they put us in a classroom. They showed us a couple of motivational videos. And then the company commander came out and gave us a pep talk. It was the one time they were nice to us. Most of the time they were not encouraging to you, they were not nice to you, but this time they were encouraging. So what he says was, if you're doing good, great, keep going. If you're not doing so good, keep trying. And so I wasn't doing so good. I kept trying and I got through it. So to be a pilot, amongst other things, you will need some commitment and some motivation. I've gotten some messages from people who have gotten their certificates, are not able to get jobs, and so they've gotten out of flying for now. So for anybody in that situation, I would say I empathize with you. I understand what your situation is. And all I can say is there's things you can't control. You can network and work on your resume and look for jobs, but if the jobs are not there right now, then it's going to be very difficult and you may have to wait some time. So if you can't get a flying job and you need to do something else for a while, that's just the way life is sometimes. What I would recommend is try to stay current as you can. Flying is very expensive. However, whatever money you can scrape together to go out every once in a while and do some maneuvers, do some touch and goes, just so you're still current with flying. And eventually things will get better. They always do. They're always talking about the giant airline expansion or the giant pilot retirements that are going to happen just any time now, and sometimes that's true. So if you're having a hard time, I would say stick with it, keep going, and let's all hope that the good times come back before too long. Good luck.